The solar system is driven by a primal acceleration which, according to our estimation, amounts to approximate. This is essentially consistent with our calculations of the motion of various aspects of the solar system. From the fact that the solar system orbits around the canter of the Milky Way, it can be concluded that the solar system should be driven by the gravitational field of the Milky Way. In other words, the intensity of the gravitational field of the Milky Way towards the solar system should be equal to the primal acceleration of the solar system. As far as we know, however, it is only in the order of 10 to the power of -10. With this power, the solar system cannot be powered as it actually is. This means that the primeval acceleration of the solar system may not come from the Milky Way. But if so, then where does it come from? From knowledge of video sovereignty system, real physics, number 26, we can reasonably assume that the Sun could possibly be part of a double star system. So the Sun could have a partner that we call the second Sun, or Sun 2. From knowledge of the sovereignty system, we know that the double star system would have to be a sovereignty system in which two bodies involved are propelling each other. Then the primordial force of the solar system could be the gravitational field of the Sun 2. So the gravitation of the Sun 2 should be equal to the primal force of the solar system. Assuming the distance between Sun 2 and Sun R is, calculate the gravitational pull of Sun 2 using the following gravitational formula. As an example, let's assume that the distance between Sun 2 and Sun is 4 to 10 of Te power 14 meter, so the mass of Sun 2 should be about 1.15 to 10 of the power 37 kilograms. Therefore the gravitational field of the Sun 2 to the Sun is equal to the primal acceleration of the solar system. And the gravitation of the Sun to the Sun 2, on the other hand, is the same as follows. The thermal energy of the Sun, according to our thesis, was created by primal acceleration, not from nuclear fusion as is believed. See video The Sun, 1, Real Physics, number 13. From our calculation it is approximately the heat output of the Sun 2, which is generated by the gravitational field of the Sun, can be like the heat energy of the Sun with the 3. Part of the rotational inertial energy can be calculated. See video The Property of the Grarotated Body. Real Physics, number 12. Compared to our Sun's heat output of about 2.710 to the power 25 joule-second, Sun 2's heat output is only about 2.8 millionths that, but its mass is millions of times that of the Sun. Then the Sun 2 obviously could not shine. So the Sun could have a big and fat sister, but she can't shine. Because a two-body sovereignty system must meet the following condition. Therefore, the radius of the larger body, Sun 2, must not be greater than that is, the radius of Sun 2, which is millions of times more massive than the Sun, would be smaller than that of the Sun. Then the mass density of Sun 2 would be about 1,000,000 times greater than that of the Sun. That's rather unlikely. But if we consider the mass density of Sun 2 to be equal to that of Sun, the radius of Sun 2 would be When we discussed Jupiter's rotation, we also saw that its moon Métis is able to orbit so quickly because of the spin motor effect of Jupiter's core. If Jupiter were a homogeneous body, its moon could not be propelled as fast either. If all Jupiter's masses were concentrated in its core, the density of Jupiter's core would also reach almost 1,000,000 times the average Jupiter mass. Seen in this way, the Sun too could also be a body similar to Jupiter and therefore similar to a gas planet. The following table lists the masses of Sun 2 at various possible distances from the Sun. If a Sun 2 does not exist, where does the primal force for the solar system come from? A black hole that rotates? You could say maybe. However, we do not want to join such speculation. Here in real physics it is always about everything that is real and concrete. We put aside the question of whether there actually is a second sun. However, the sovereign system must exist in nature. And the double star system in the sky would have to be such a system. With regard to this assumed double sun system, however, we have seen that in such a system the energy that a smaller body receives from a larger body through its propulsion is much greater than vice versa. We can imagine that if only one body from a binary star system shines like a star, then it is the smaller of them, but not the larger. If, in general, a non-luminous celestial body is called a planet, does the star orbit the planet? That is, given a star that exists in the sky, especially a single one, there could be a large planet hiding behind it, which could be millions or even billions of times larger than that star. According to this conjecture, the actual mass of the Milky Way could be much larger than that calculated primarily from the number of stars. Then the mass deficit of the galaxy could be compensated by the mass of the large planets hiding behind the stars, so that the mass of the Milky Way could be so large that it would have a gravitational pull of 4.810 to the power of -3 to the solar system supplies. Then the so-called dark matter would not have been invisible, but just not yet recognized by the earthly people. But if the primal acceleration came from the Milky Way, the mass of the Milky Way within the solar system's orbit would have to be. And would the orbital speed of the solar system around the Milky Way be as follows? That would be faster than the speed of light, which is unlikely. Then there would have to be a sun too. Thank you very much for your attention. See you next time.